And
He's going out of the baseline. He's got the baseline. Get him. Crap. Sorry.
Welcome back to another episode of Cats Cut Podcast. You're here with your hosts, Christian and Cody. Blake and Justin, they're out on assignment doing their thing. And we have...
Assignment?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
We have a very special guest here tonight with us. You know, the greatest entrepreneur to ever exist. From the greatest hat company in all the world, State Line Co. We've got John McClure / Colin.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
What's up, brother?
Nothing, man. What a thank God we had a bye week. I mean, we got to worry about is beating Duke. We did it, yeah, I don't know. And then I guess Murray State. So,
if we have to worry about beating Murray State, that says a lot.
Historically, we are not very good coming out of a bye. Like I mean, granted that was against way tougher opponents. Like I think Eastern Kentucky one year, Mississippi State used to beat us pretty good coming out of a bye. So I don't know. 1-8 Murray State doesn't really worry me though. I don't think.
Yeah, I saw a stat earlier. It's like they have the lowest defensive stats in America across every
going against the worst offensive stats in America.
It's a movable force versus a how's the joke go? It's like a movable force versus
immovable force versus a impenetrable object or whatever. Is that what it is?
Or a penetrable.
My brain don't work.
Oh, it's Thursday. I'm ready for Friday and then Saturday.
I'm ready to go to bed.
I'm ready for the weekend, boss. But yeah, I mean, we got some big games. We got a cool weekend slate.
Oh yes,
we got the Cats
not
basketball
just a cool
playing
tomorrow.
Slate.
Yeah, women play on Saturday. After
hey, Kentucky basketball don't play tomorrow, do they?
Yeah,
but they played. They played
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You're wrong.
Bro. Where am I at?
As I say, they don't play again until next week.
I swear I thought I saw they played tomorrow.
No, I think next Tuesday. Yeah.
Why are they going to do that to us? They shouldn't do that to us.
They play Lipscomb. They
shouldn't do that to me.
Kind of sucks we play Duke and then we jump into like Lipscomb, Jackson State, Western, Georgia State.
Bro, give us some call.
And then we got to go to Clemson. Then we got Gonzaga, and then you got Ohio State, Louisville. Is it? All right, hold on. We're just gonna get the record straight here. Is it Louisville, Louisville?
It's Louisville.
Lowell.
Yeah, it's kind of like Barville. Like there's
exactly
just real heavy B and then just Lowell.
Barville.
Yeah, Louisville is Lowell.
Yeah, there's no sense in wasting breath on it.
Nope.
But John Colin, let's hear a little bit about what's going on over there at State Line.
Man, still trying to get caught up from the bluegrass, the outline hats. That's been a logistical mess. Post office still hates us. We do have a new hat, a custom hat we're releasing. The goal is to release it, I think tentatively like December 12th, December 15th, somewhere in that range. There's going to be 100 of them. We do have a deal with the post office. We signed like a temporary contract with them. So the logistical stuff is weird. So the post office will only accept so many packages at a time from us. And what we keep running into is they'll accept them and then they just don't ship them. Like it's the crate, like literally last week, I'm not going to call the guy by name because I can't remember it right off, but my dad had to like physically go to the post office, get a box that we left there, take it to UPS and ship it through UPS. Like we had to like it's been a disaster. But we have a deal with them in December. So these custom hats and anything ordered like right there, like around that range, we're going to guarantee we can get it to people by Christmas. So we've got that, and then really just trying to get caught up before the end of the year. Next year, hoping to do a lot. If the numbers are there, we'd like to sign this contract with the post office just in general. It'd just be way better. Hopefully they would work with us a little more. But then other than that, trying to get into – we've got 2 hoodies coming out. Pretty excited about those. They're pretty simple. It's just going to be like the logo on the chest, but it'll be on a Carhartt. So
That's tough.
It's an everyday battle of whether we want to keep doing this or just completely hang it up. It's
keep doing it.
Just for Cody.
Just for me.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll buy it all.
I got you an idea. It's $1 billion right here. Guaranteed.
He said billion, not million.
Yeah.
Billion.
I'm
Worldwide. Okay. You get Cody. You see that beautiful face down there?
Yeah, mean green.
Mean bean coated green. You take that outline. You put it on the center and you put like an upside down mean bean. Instant set. Like you won't even be able to keep them.
How many?
I'll buy all. I wear them all at one time. All for different days of the week.
He'll have those Tuesday, big Wednesday. Hats, the ones that are like way too big for your head.
The Ryan Lemon hat.
Yeah. I
would love a State Line one of those.
No,
I would buy one.
Does your blue hat get dirty easily?
Oh, dude, I golf in this hat so much.
Like
I gotta figure out how to clean it because I don't know how to clean it.
I literally go to the gym and run in this thing, a black hat, no sweat stains on it at all. That blue hat, I have no idea what it is about it. But
I don't have any sweat stains. It's just like where I wear a glove and I'm golfing. Like this is the one hat that I wear all the time. I don't have my MAGA hat, but it's this one. Yeah. But and then when I get the white one, I'll be wearing the white one all the time. But
so the nice thing about the white one is perforated. I'll talk to the other 2. I think we're going to post a picture of it on kickoff for the Louisville game is the goal. So you'll be able to see the picture. I'll see if I can get my hands. There's only one of them in America right now. There's only So if anybody finds Hugh Romine, get him. But it's
you're supposed to tell everybody, Blake. Okay,
you're the one in Buck County.
Was the one person they voted for?
You're the only person from Bell County.
Yeah. No.
He wanted to stand out.
Yeah,
he wanted to be remembered.
But the white one will have a perforated back, so it's gonna have like little laser cut holes all in it. So,
be breathable.
Yeah. So we've been I've got a couple white hats that stain pretty easily. Like I said, that blue hat. If this round goes well with this white one, we're probably gonna do a blue custom as well with a perforated back to try to help with some of the sweat stain issues we've ran into.
Okay. Yeah.
But from what I've heard, if you wear a State Line hat while you're hunting, you automatically get a big deer. Is that correct?
I cannot confirm that. Me and Cody Lockins are buckless this year. Blake or Amy, it may not hurt him to get one. But
get him one.
He's got him one earlier, about 2 weeks ago. He said he'll buy 500.
Yeah.
Take 500 of them.
That's funny. Yeah, I've had no luck this year. It's like I was telling you guys before we hopped on here, 7 days of vacation and walked into the woods one morning, camera stolen, walked into the woods another morning, tree stand stolen. Like I'm hunting with the homeless in Northern Kentucky. And it is I've been doing it for 5 years and have never had issues with getting stuff stolen until the last 2 years. So I'm hoping Trump will fix that.
Hey, can we have a State Line hat that says MAGA upside down?
Man, what is hilarious is we have tried to stay like apolitical. Like all of our beliefs are pretty similar, but we've like not tried to dip into the like Trump and like Kamala and the World Chicken Festival in London asked us to do a booth, and our distributor, I was like, man, do you think we would sell enough? Because he's done it before. And he's like, the only thing you're going to sell is like Trump hats. And he's like, that's it. He's like, he owns like a couple companies, like Outdoor Shirt Co. and a couple others, but like, you can't sell your shirts. And he was like, no. He's like, the only thing people buy at the Chicken Festival is Trump hats. So I was like, do you think if we made Trump upside down? And he literally sent me a video on his stitcher, and he was already stitching upside down Trump hats. And he's like, you can't copy it. He's like, I'm already into it. So I mean, too bad for him. I mean, the weather could not have been worse. So I don't think he sold. There's not that many upside down Trump hats out there, I don't think, but there are a few.
Well, like if you did like a little flag on it or something, or on the side.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Then the State Line logo on the other side.
Put the duck on the other.
Oh,
we could see
camo,
and then you can put State Line on the back, like right above like the little hole.
We did a sample with the State Line on the back, and for some reason it's like quite a bit more expensive. We didn't like the tag really wasn't that like expensive. We kind of small and subtle. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping that I would like for this to become a well-oiled machine. And right now, what most people think should be like the Titanic, or at least like a nice bass boat, is like a canoe with holes all in it. Like every day, me, Hugh, and Cody are just like, how can we make it to tomorrow? Like it's and it's the one thing I will say, I don't know if anybody that has bought any of our hats that have had issues are watching this. The one thing that I've noticed, my wife is all the time like, I have no idea how you guys have made it. Like, I think we're 10 months into this. But like a guy, Brian Clark, shout out Brian on Twitter if you see this. This guy bought a hat in July. The post office lost it, returned it to us. We shipped it back out. It got lost again. They returned it to my house. I shipped it to Brian, and then they just lost it altogether. Like this package got lost and returned 3 times, and we just got him his stuff like a week ago. We were like, "Hey man, like we'll refund you. Like we'll still send you. Like this has been a disaster. We're sorry." It's been crazy how many people are like, "No, like we just support your all small brand. Like you guys have like done it right." Blah blah blah. I mean, even though fanatics would say we didn't do it right, but we've tried.
We like fanatics.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Sounds like a struggle.
Man, it's the fact, I mean, all 3 of us got full-time jobs, so it's like just, I mean, the nice thing is all 3 of us are kind of trying to pull our weight, respond to emails, talk to the distributor, get stuff out. But like I said, man, the thing that sucks the most is the post office. Like, I'm thinking about taking our Fanatics War to the post office. Like, we should, I don't know. It's been not good, but maybe one day.
Hopefully you get it figured out. That's annoying though. I'm
at, like, I don't know. And my dad has worked for UPS for like almost 40 years. Oh man.
What did you send me?
I sent you a picture of what his trail cameras look like.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Dude, I just wanted to look at it up just to see if he would put it on the podcast. Literally 2 guys.
I'm tweeting that after this episode. I'm gonna say Collins.
No, like you said, your dad works. Or you still work for UPS?
No, my dad does.
Okay.
And so every time I talk to him and mention something about the post office, he's like, "You do know there are other options, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like $9 to ship something in the state of Kentucky, like from London to like pretty much anywhere in Kentucky through UPS." So,
oh wow,
that's crazy.
It's wild, man.
$9.
So I've got an idea for you there.
Amazon?
Uh-oh.
No.
Shout out UPS.
We're gonna. We got we're gonna come up with our own shipping, but it's gonna be called SLS. It's gonna be state line shipping. Hear me out.
Oh.
But we're gonna send Cody out. Cody's gonna be driving a moped across the state. And if you want express shipping, you're just gonna have to hold on. That moped can only go 35 miles an hour.
Carrier pigeon.
You're gonna see videos of me driving by. Just
It's gonna hit like around Christmas. It's gonna be snowing, like 12 degrees. Cody's gonna be
like
in a moped.
2 miles an hour.
It's gonna be like Dumb and Dumber, like where they hop off and they're stuck together.
No, give me like a deer van, like Dumb and Dumber. Get me like they got the dog one.
A duck.
Give me
a duck.
a duck. Give me a duck, man.
This is another man. I've got so many like I can't stand the USPS stories. Shipping and getting. Man, shout out Senator Brandon Storm from London. He bought a hat. He lives in London. It shipped from our distributor. It ended up in like Dallas, Texas. Like I've got a shooting video of like this thing went to like New Orleans, like Dallas. It left London, Kentucky, and it took like 7 days to get back. like where?
What in the world?
Yeah, and like I said, like I mean, we've been blessed with like super patient customers because and they're I just messaged a kid earlier today and I was like, hey man, did you get your hats? Like it says that it like never shipped, but it also says on the USPS it's delivered. And he was like, oh yeah, he's like, I got it on right now, and like sent me a selfie. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like
Colin, I've been waiting 5 months for my hats to come in. They still haven't come in.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, we just had a lady tell us the other day that she needed to send her something free because it had taken us like 2 weeks to get her stuff. I was like, oh, baby. It's like sweetheart, you're
calm down.
Yeah, it's like you got another 60 to 90 days before you're gonna see this T-shirt. But what was crazy was her grandson had asked for a shirt and a hat, and I think it had actually been like we'd had it like for like 2 weeks. The order that is, and she thought we were like a huge like company. She thought we were like out of China or something. Like, no, we're like 3 dudes working night shift shipping hats. Like, oh my god!
But I hate that you all wait. What did he say?
Richie Farmer's brother. Yeah. It's my wife hates it. I don't blame her, but I was convinced that if I kept this on my face, I was going to kill a deer. And I don't know if the homeless are just so sick of seeing my face that they're like stealing my stuff. Like maybe he'll quit wearing that mustache in here.
They're like, who is that guy that keeps walking around my house? Who is that?
Do a Fu Manchu. Do a Fu Manchu. No, hear me out. This is how you'll kill one. Hear me out. Fu Manchu it.
Oh no!
Go in a tank top, a bright red USA tank top,
or
you'll have one in 5 minutes.
Honestly, just dye your hair blue, and then wear like one of those checkerboard bibs, like nothing under it, just the checkerboard bibs.
That's
and go lay it under a tree.
The evolution of hunting is wild. That like I remember as a kid, my dad was like, "If we don't have scent blocker, we're not going to kill big deer." And I'm like, the dude on the poster at Cabela's has on like a red and black flannel. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this dude's got on like a Milwaukee heated like red flannel, and you're telling me that if I don't wear a $200 jacket, like it's over with?
Now, guy, if you ain't got that $500 scent killer jacket, I mean, why are you hunting for? I mean, you're not gonna kill any deer.
I sold a bunch of bourbon like 2 years ago and bought a really nice bow. I'd had a piece of junk bow for years. I bought a really nice bow, spent like $2,000 on this thing, and then my in-laws were nice enough to get me some like nice Sitka for Christmas and for my birthday. And I've not killed a buck since. Like I'm gonna have to get back to my roots. Like I'm gonna go to a pawn shop.
It's kind of like when the offense isn't clicking, you go back to the little slants, run, play action it.
I am the Bush Hamden of deer hunters. Like, I'm just jet sweeps and quarterback reads. It's not.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, shout out Bush.
We love you, Bush.
Oh man.
So, if you could hunt one animal across the world, let's say not in America, you win a trip to go hunt this one animal. What do you hope it is?
Red stag for sure in New Zealand. I've got a couple buddies that have gone stag hunts, and the country, it's beautiful. Like the only way where they hunt them, the only way in there is like to be flown in and like dropped off by plane, and it's beautiful. I think the weather is like less than ideal though. Like I've heard of people going on like 5-day hunts and not even getting to hunt. Like the wind and snow and stuff is like so brutal that like they say it's like not even safe to leave the blinds. So or like the tents. I couldn't imagine. And you spend like a lot of those hunts are like I think like 12 to like 30 grand depending on what you're going with and how long you go. But I couldn't imagine spending like 20 grand and sleeping in a tent for 5 days just to survive.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that would be, but it'd be cool though. It'd be a cool experience. Well, maybe not.
I don't know. I lived in Erie for a little while, and if they told me I had to sleep in a tent for 5 days in Erie, Pennsylvania, I'd have been pissed.
I don't blame you there. Cody,
Christian, what would your? You go ahead and ask me. You
Jinx.
asked me. You want to ask? You owe me a Coke.
No, I won the jinx.
No, I said
called
Jinx,
it.
and no.
You didn't even say it. Shut your mouth.
I said Jinx. You owe me a Coke.
Whatever. All right.
Okay.
Hog
hunting from a helicopter. Bibbs, that would honestly.
Wait. Okay. Let me go back to the helicopter.
That would.
You said they had to be planed in and just dropped off. Like, is it like Fortnite? Like where they got to jump off the bus, like land?
I think.
Yep, there's 100 pigs.
They got
if they do, I'm not gonna go. I already look like I've been beat to death with like a baseball bat whenever I walk because of this hip knee. You make me jump out of a plane. Don't even give me a parachute. I don't need to live through that. Like, yeah, Bibbs is on to something. The hog hunting from a helicopter. I've got buddies that have done that in Texas, and you get up there with like an AR-15 or something, and just a tub of ammo, and it's I don't know that Peter would like it, but I mean it is what it is. They're an invasive species.
So, Cody, what would yours be?
Well, obviously, I got to kill a whitetail first. But if I had to, I think I have two options. A grizzly bear. I think a grizzly bear would be dope to have. Or a red stag would be cool, but I think an axis deer would be cool, too. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen the axis deer.
Look up an axis deer, Christian, and just look at the pictures.
You mean pull it? Are you saying show it on the pod?
Or no, do whatever you want. I was just saying the axis deers are huge.
The Adam Greentree, his run-in with a grizzly with a cub was one of the wildest things. He does a thing every year where he gets dropped in like Montana, I think, and he has like nobody with him. Like he's got catches trout and fixes them for lunch. Like he does like this whole like unplug. It's like a month, or it's like as long as it takes him to kill an elk. And he was walking down into a valley. They've shown it on Joe Rogan a couple times. It's crazy. He was walking down a valley, and this huge grizzly with a cub come out and like started to charge him. And all he had was his bow and arrow and like a 45 pistol. And it was like, the bear got within like 25, 30 feet of him. I would have crapped down both legs twice.
Oh, I would have too. Have you seen the video of it's like those photographers they're taking photos of like a grizzly bear and it's running out and they're like, oh, and then it goes to the one guys are like, oh, they're wearing white pants and they turn around and it's just brown. It's just brown.
Cooper flag.
Cooper flag.
Cooper
flag.
Oh man.
Christian, what would you like to kill if you had the opportunity?
Overseas, I would go tiger.
Oh, are we doing overseas?
Yeah.
Oh.
Grizzlies Grizzlies.
Okay, Grizzlies, yeah, Canada. Oh, I guess that's.
It's not overseas. It's like over the border.
I'd want a tiger just so I could get like a coat.
You probably get a coat without having to go through.
Yeah, you don't have to kill a tiger.
No, but it'd be cooler.
Be like, wild.
Christian's one of those that wants snake boots out of snake skin, like he wants it out, or alligator boots out of the alligator.
No. I could get it like stuffed.
Yeah.
Just keep it next to the TV.
It's a snuggle buddy.
That would actually be a wild backdrop for a podcast. Like
Cats cut, have tigers just sitting back here, have the teeth still in them.
Yeah, put some Frosted Flakes in front of them.
Ooh.
No, we're not sponsored by Frosted Flakes.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's true. We could be sponsored by Frosted Flakes. I will never eat any other cereal ever again if that happens.
I'll send that to him, Cody.
Okay, you just hey Frosted Flakes. We really want to need a sponsor. Love you guys. I love Fruity Pebbles.
But you know, a lot of people on here, they want to hear a little chit chat about the Kentucky Duke game,
the pooper flag incident that happened that late game.
So, I mean, we did do live. Me, Cody, Blake, and Justin.
I'll be quiet.
Over at Justin's good old house, we
yeah, I'll be quiet because Blake wanted me to. So
yeah, the famous cut is Blake going, Cody, be quiet, and Cody's just sitting there.
Stay.
I do. I swear, bro. If I had a tiger stuffed, I'd put a State Line hat on. I'd glue it. I'd Joe Dirt that thing.
That's funny. The Duke game, I'm not gonna lie. I went into it. I told all my buddies, I was like, I wasn't looking for a moral victory personally.
Mm.
Like, I mean, I want to win every single game we play. But like, I just want to see where we were against like elite talent. Like, 'cause, I mean, Duke is definitely a good team. Like, I don't think Cooper Flagg, in my opinion, is the player they're making him out to be. Like Zion Williams, or Zion out of high school. I mean, RJ Barrett. I would even say, what was it? Was it Cam
Reddish?
Yeah, Reddish. I mean, they've had some studs come out of high school and play at Duke. I just don't like Cooper Flagg. Just doesn't do it for me. Like, I mean, I think he's one of the best players in the country, but like, I don't know. It's still Duke.
I think a lot of his hype came from this past offseason where he played against Team USA and he was giving them buckets and that practice. So, I mean, I think the hype's there because of that.
His teammates, if I'm not mistaken, he played with the two dudes that are at UConn as well in high school. And like, I watched them last night, and I really didn't think that like one of them, we were in the running for him right there at the end. And I never really thought that any of those three guys were like guys that I would be like go to war with. Like, you send me out with Cooper Flagg. Like, I mean, I'd love to have him at UK, but I prefer the guys we got for sure.
No doubt.
And we talked about this, like we were even talking about this during when we had our live, you know, and it ended up coming down to it, you know, experience kind of won you the game, you know, players being in the moment and not like pulling a Cooper Flagg, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's crazy if you look at like Jackson Robinson had 1 point, but only allowed 2 points to be scored. Like, I mean, to me, it takes some maturity to realize it's not, you're not. And I mean, he didn't quit shooting, but it was he kind of, I guess, allowed his presence to draw defenders, but like kind of understood it. He didn't need to force stuff because it wasn't going in for him.
Yeah.
Carr had a huge game. Like,
he was clutch.
Carr had a great game.
I know Cooper Flagg had what do you have, like 23 points? Was it 23 points?
I can't
something
for
like
some
that.
reason
Something like
17, but
something like that. I think he was close to that. But I thought Carr did a great job guarding him most of the time whenever he got put on him. I mean, like there at that first turnover he had, who was on him? Carr made him do the spin move, and that's what led to the turnover with. What's that chant they've been doing on Twitter? I've been hearing. Yeah, I'm gonna be chanting that at work now.
Now he had 26, 12, and 2. 3 turnovers.
Wow.
Yeah.
And one choked lead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was the freshman thing was really fun. I mean, obviously, I don't think Pope had an opportunity to bring in a bunch of freshmen this year, anyways. I'll be interested to see how he integrates them into the team next year. Because I mean, he's obviously got 4 guys now. for next year's class. He's got Lewis.
He's gonna have 5.
Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno.
Jasper.
Jasper.
So he's only got 3. So he's gonna have 5, or he's gonna have 4. Because I think
I thought he already had 4.
No, he's only got 3. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's only Lewis.
Because
Moreno and
what's his name? He's gonna commit, but he's just not done it.
Well, he canceled his thing to Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I think you are definitely probably good to get him. But
yeah.
And then from what I've understood, he's a heavy hitter in the portal because he likes those vets. So.
Well, I was looking.
Ted Wilson.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys that can actually return next year. Like what is his name?
Andrew Carr can come back, can he not?
I don't think so. I think Andrew Carr can't. There was a guy on the team that I was shocked how young he was.
I know Garrison can. He's just a sophomore, I think.
Yeah, that's who it was. Garrison being a sophomore to me is going to be huge because, I mean, he's going to get some super valuable minutes this year. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't personally see him going to the league. Mm-hmm. But the minutes he's going to get this year as a sophomore and then returning next year as a super old guy for Kentucky. I mean, historically before this year, that'll be big for next year's team.
No doubt.
I'd say Chandler probably returns.
I feel like he'll be a 4-year guy.
I don't know, man. That kid to me has the most upside of anybody that I've seen in a while. Like, I mean, to me, to be honest, he reminds me of Reed coming in my opinion. He's not going to have the year Reed had, I don't think, just because the team isn't built like it was for Reed, but super athletic. And, I mean, can shoot. I mean, seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders against Duke. He really didn't let pressure get to him. I didn't think so. But I really liked Pope's comments on Trent Noah and Travis Perry too, though, because I think those guys are going to stick around. I hope, and they just I think it's going to take a little bit of maturity from those two to really start earning some minutes.
Mm-hmm. Which I've not seen a lot of it. I could not have. I mean, I don't think there's been any, but I don't think as a Kentucky fan, you can't be mad that the Kentucky kids aren't playing. They're not ready to play in the moment like that, in my opinion.
You can tell who the Eastern Kentucky people are when they start chanting for Trent Noah to go in the third minute into the game, something goes wrong.
Yeah. It was my mom's from Clay County, and I can remember my family always talking about when whenever people would call in and ask if Richie was going to play or if Richie was going to start this week and stuff I don't know. I think Perry to me I think he will have a good Kentucky career. I just don't think it's going to be this year personally. He's going to have to bulk up some, work on defense a little bit. I mean, you've got some absolute flamethrowers for shooters. I mean, you've got Brea, you've got, Carr can shoot. I mean,
your whole lineup can shoot besides Amari Williams. Shoot.
Yeah. I mean, you've honestly got 5 or 6 guys that can just go off. Mm-hmm. But so, I mean, I don't necessarily know that Travis Perry to me he's not one-dimensional, but he's just going to have to grow into a strong college player, which I definitely think he will. I think Trent Noah will probably get I could see Trent Noah playing over Travis Perry this year just because of his size and he's a great shooter. What he had, was it 4 or 5 threes in one of the exhibition games that he got to play in or something like that? It was 4.
Yeah, that first game he had, I think he shot for 4 for 5 or something from deep.
Yeah, so I mean that's huge. Jersey is 100% correct on that.
Yeah, Oweh will be a first-round pick next year. Small chance he plays into this year.
Yeah.
So is he just a junior, or has he got another year after?
I'm pretty sure he's just a junior.
Yeah, I think he's just a junior. But man, he has looked great so far.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, him and Card to me, that Duke game for those two is going to be huge for their getting drafted, playing at the next level. Because I mean, that's 2 veteran dudes that just took over, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's and one thing me and Cody and Justin and Blake we all kind of talked about was even that experience it's like, well, I mean, even coming down to Pope, I mean, it was just like the adjustments.
Oh.
In that second half, we saw adjustments.
Yeah.
And Duke's coach didn't make adjustments to the adjustments. And it was just beautiful to see.
Yeah, my buddy Blake Nolan, he texted like pretty early in the second half, and he was like, "We're actually seeing a coach at UK again." Mm-hmm. I mean, Cal's arguably the greatest recruiter, I mean, of our lifetime. But the thing that drove me nuts is he tried to take credit for the tweak or whatever. If Aaron Harrison doesn't go like full bore, like drinks gasoline and lights a match in his hand in the tournament, like there is no tweak. Like Aaron Harrison, like, I mean, that's what drove me nuts was like Cal it was just go. Like, and Pope talked statistics after the game, like talked about like adjustments and like moving this and like it's like who, like, is this the same? I almost feel like I'm cheating a little bit. Like I don't even feel like I'm rooting for the same team anymore because this has been my entire adulthood has been Cal, and Pope's unbelievable.
Well, like you can tell that Pope has put into a mentality into them. Like the NBA draft, it has nothing to do with you right now. All that matters to you is that you've got to win. And when we get to March, you've got to keep winning, keep playing and fighting. Yeah. Cal's philosophy was like, all right, you're going to the draft. Just go out there and look good. That's all you got to do.
Pad stats.
And it's annoying. It was annoying.
Well, I listened to Pardon My Take, and they had Julius Randle on, and they were asking him about like why he chose Kentucky, and that played a huge part. Was he said I was just gonna be there for 1 year and go to the NBA draft, so he knew what was gonna happen. And I mean, Julius Randle, I mean, he did ball out. It was a fun year to watch basketball. They made a deep run, but like he pretty much just summed it up. It was just like, you know, you're there for 1 year and that's it.
We ended up becoming a farm league. I mean, we were the Lexington Legends for the MLB, but it was basketball for the NBA, like
an NBA prep school.
Yeah, and like, man, I met Cal. I can't remember if it was his first or second year at UK. He did a book signing in Somerset. Super nice guy. Like, sit there and talk, was like very personable. Mm. And it just seemed like he like didn't take criticism well at all, which I've talked to people about it before. Like, I've joked before about Matt Jones having me blocked on Twitter, but man, and I don't even blame the guy. Like, and I don't blame Cal either, because like if a small majority is just constantly negative, just tone them out. Like that's the easiest thing to do. And it seemed like there toward the end, man, when Cal started talking about basketball bennies and like telling people that like they pay him to coach, not us. It's like, man, what? Like, it wasn't working there toward the end at all.
Well, like when you talk about Cal and like his press conferences and all this stuff, like Pope after the Duke game, I mean, him like shouting out BBN.
Yeah.
Saying that, you know, he's not even coaching. Like, he's just out there watching the guys play, and, you know, that's how good a roster he's got. Obviously, he's coaching, but that's just what he said. You know, but, you know, he said this all offseason. You know, we play for the name on our chest. We don't play for the future ahead of us. You know, that's important. But right now, you're not there. You're here to win championships. And you know, and I think Mitch Barnhart, you know, I want to say something. I seen a video of him when Pup let him go in the locker room and do the water bottle thing with him. That's awesome. Cal, for one, Cal would have never let him do that.
No.
Cal would have probably never let the water thing even happen.
No.
But, you know, again, that's just, again, that makes me excited. And I'm happy for Mitch because, you know, that was you know, he don't know what he's doing. You know, it's almost basically his last option.
Yeah.
As a coach hire, you know, to see us beat Duke and go 3-0, you know, and have a good roster, has got to make him feel really good, obviously.
I'll raise my hand. I tweeted fire Mitch Barnhart the night of the Pope hire. I got to admit, I was not familiar with Pope's game.
Me either, man.
I would like to take that back if he'll let me. Now the guys, and I mean, he's young. Like that's the other thing is like he's young, energetic. I mean, it seems like he's like, I guess, genuine. Like, it doesn't feel like Cal would say stuff and you were like, man, you don't even believe that. Yeah. And like to hear Pope, like, the other thing I loved was first off, we'd have got beat by 10 by Duke if Cal was here, and we'd have had to listen to Bruiser Flint go out there and tell us about how he's the most overpaid assistant on the planet.
100%.
The fact Pope won, but also took Andrew Carr and Oweh out there to do, like, for them to start the presser, to me is awesome, because in my mind, if those guys are going to go to the next level and play NBA basketball, like, he's not coming out and saying, like, hey, like, you got to get up there in front of people and do interviews and stuff at the next level. And how much Andrew Carr and Oweh did that at other schools at the level they're going to do it at this year, I think he's preparing them for the future as well.
Yeah, no doubt. And, like, it's just, I think the fan base is back. Like, everybody, like, I've not heard a bad word since, like you said, that first night. Because, I remember, when we hired Pope, it was before we even started Cats Cut Back. And me, Blake, and Cody got on a call. And I was like, you just got to fire him. There's no way that you got to fire Mitch Barnhart right now. Because, like, it felt like it was such a rushed hire, though.
Yes.
Because, like, you're sold on, what's his name from UConn?
Dan Hurley. And
yeah, like, everybody's like, Dan Hurley is a Wildcat. Like, that's all you hear for, like, 3 days. And then it's just, like, negotiations stopped. And then you see, you hear about Scott Drew.
Yeah.
People are calling the restaurant and all that. And you're like,
calling the restaurant was wild. Like, that's Jersey. I sat on my couch and I text my buddies at Wotel, and I was like, it's over. I'm finding a new team. I was like, I can't root for this any longer. Like,
I remember, like, we were all just, like, mad as all get out. And then that next day I started looking at stats, and I was like, well, efficiency-wise, like, I'll give him a benefit of the doubt.
The dude hired the perfect staff. Oh. Like, you go out and steal with Alvin Brooks from Baylor, who's like their
one of the top recruiter. Yeah.
You go out and take him from Scott Drew, and then, like, you turn around, like, Fugger or whatever. Dog. Like, there's a handful of guys that, like, he goes out and gets, like, bang, bang, bang. And then you find out, like, Colin Chandler, who's been, like, in a mission or whatever for 2 years. We find out we're getting, like, a 24-year-old freshman that was, like, a freak before he decided to, like, dip out for a couple of years. It's like he just started putting pieces together, and he did it so fast. It was like everybody went from, like fire Mitch, we hate Pope, to, like, this could work. And
we're so back. Like, that's,
when Jackson Robinson announced he's coming back, I was like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I was like, I'm ready to get hurt again.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was I was at Blake's, who's on the podcast. We were at his house watching UConn and Purdue, and I'm looking at my phone, like, and every time they close up on Dan, I'm like, he's wanting to go to Kentucky. You can just see it in his eyes, like he wants the money. But talking about Dan Hurley a little bit, I feel like them two are so similar because, like, well, I don't think he's got the intensity that Dan Hurley's got. Like, Dan Hurley is cussing the players out every practice. Like, he just have you all seen the video where the ball boy, like, he's sitting there holding the ball and the ball boy's not even looking. He's like, give me the ball.
Yeah, the Dan Hurley to me is a certified psychopath, which I can low key get down with a little bit, but honestly, that, like, it worked out, in my opinion, how it's supposed to, because Dan Hurley wouldn't, again, I'm just some hillbilly that sells hats, but in my opinion, Dan Hurley and this fan base would have been toxic.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like the type of dude that, like, just doesn't mesh well with, like, and UConn, they are the team of the last, like, 20 years, in my opinion, but, like, their fan base is, like, it's Connecticut. Like, not really a whole lot going on up there.
Well, like, you saw the pictures of the championship. Like, they barely packed. Like, Mark Pope had more people at his introductory press conference, like, triple the crowd that they had for their championship.
Yeah. But Blake said it in the comments, though. I was driving back from London to Northern Kentucky, and I had the press conference on whenever they introduced Pope. Man, whenever players started getting off the bus and, like, they were you could tell that it was leading up. Man, I'm getting a little teary-eyed thinking about it. Whenever that team started getting off the bus, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna get off this thing holding the trophy.
Yeah.
And then he did, and I was like, no way. Like we are so back.
Yeah. No, dude, being there. So me and my future father-in-law, we just decided to go, and we ended up getting up there, and it's like a huge, like you're walking and like, it looks like a game. Like the crowd looks like a game day. You're like looking like, man, you try to get in. They're like, okay, we gotta open up a whole nother side, and you're like,
yeah,
what?
For
a press conference, and like just being there, like looking around, like, see, I wasn't alive during like the 96 and 98 teams. Like I'm a little younger than that. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like looking around. You see like these older guys, like they're like actually like tears, like going down their face, and I'm like, and it's like you hear like the old Bulls theme song. I guess that's the song they used like when they were coming in, and it was awesome.
Now I don't remember the 96 team at all. I was 5. But man, like some of my like favorite like childhood memories was that 98 team, because like so Jeff Shepard married Stacy Shepard from London as a like young basketball player, like an athletic white dude that could shoot. I was like, there is a world where I could play at the next level. What I didn't realize is that he could jump, and I couldn't jump on top of the London like Kentucky phone book, so it just wasn't meant for me. But now I remember the Utah game was like, somebody may correct me in the comments, but the Utah game was like 9 p.m. on a weeknight for the national championship. And I had a very structured childhood, and my parents let me stay up to watch that game. And I was like, I'm going to be a Kentucky fan until the day I die. Like, I will do this forever. And so like when Shepard and like they said, when Shepard, Mills, all of them came out with him, you were like, well, we're going to do this whether we like it or not. But it's been awesome so far. It just sucks that like it felt like this was supposed to be football this year too. Like the way that we're feeling right now about Kentucky basketball, like the week before the season opener, I was like, this is going to be Kentucky football this year. And it just has not been at all.
Bro, it's been the biggest like plot twist ever.
It's been one of the most disappointing. Like it makes it worse football wise. Like you had the roster to be in the playoffs, but you have done such a terrible job coaching the team and getting them ready for games. It's unbelievable.
You know, it kind of feels like we've seen that story before.
Yeah,
maybe
12
like
times.
Like maybe within the last year,
possibly.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously a big Brock fan. Brock's been extremely good to us at State Line. Super personable guy. And I've said since like the first game of the season, like if we knew we were going to have the offensive line issues that we've got, like there should have been a scheme to where we were getting the ball out faster, or making running backs tie their shoes so we got guys that can run downhill. You've got to set something up for Brock. Like Brock's your dude. Like five-star quarterback out of Georgia. If he was in Athens right now, he's probably starting. At Georgia this week.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And we've just taken something that was like so good, like dude meshed with the fan base. Like I don't really remember anybody like getting super excited about Leary. And man, it seemed like everybody was all in on Brock this summer.
They saw that phone clip, dude. Everybody bought it. The phone clip did it, bro.
I always just wish he had a State Line hat on in that. But the phone clip, I was like, this dude's a shooter. Like my guy's clipped in.
Like, I mean, the first thing everybody noticed about him was like they looked on his Instagram, they saw him with a buck, and they're like, Eastern Kentucky's gonna love this guy.
Yeah. The first like couple times we ever talked to him, it was like, so how's football? And he was like, oh, it's good. Have you guys been on any ducks lately? And it's like, I mean, the first post he ever had with a State Line hat was the turkey. And I remember I was with somebody and they were like, no, and like turned the phone and I seen it. And I was like, there we go. That's my quarterback. And then he, South Carolina obviously has the best class of like defensive linemen they may ever have again. So it was really scary from the get go, but just crazy how far we've came from that Ole Miss win. Because look at where Ole Miss is. We're talking about them being in the playoffs now, and we're praying to God that we can beat Louisville.
We have no shot at a bowl. And you go back to the Ole Miss game. Like we're talking like, okay, that counteracts the South Carolina loss because we kind of figured we'd be 2-2 because we had right off the bat
tough. Yeah, first 4 games weren't easy.
Everybody's calling.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's just super disappointing from what we actually thought it was going to be this year. And just going to the games every Saturday that there's a home game, it's just depressing.
Sundays.
Yes. Yeah. I just we didn't even go into the first game, which with the rain delays and stuff, and anybody that came by the tailgate, there was not a world where we were going to make it into that football game. It was a long afternoon, but
listen, I remember that game because I had jeans on, and it was it's supposed to rain the whole day, so I was like, okay, I'm going prepared. I'm not wearing khaki shorts because I'm not looking like a fool the whole day with soggy khaki shorts. I get up there, and it's humid as all. I'll get out.
Didn't you cut jorts? Am I crazy? I remember you talking about it.
He should have.
I was getting ready to, and then it started raining, and then I was like, I'm smart. And then it stopped and got humid again, and I couldn't find any scissors, or I was getting ready to.
I was under the tent at the tailgate, and we had the 2 tents set up, and the way it was raining, I was bone dry, and I just remember looking around and everybo's just soaked. Just drenched, and it's sad that I went and tailgated that one, and the only game I'm going to go to is with my mom for the Murray State game, and it's going to be like me and 2,000 of the most depressed people in the state of Kentucky together.
Hey, I'm not going to be depressed because I'm going to be excited about the women's game at 6:00 because we're going to beat Louisville probably by
forever.
20. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I don't think we're going to the women's game, but
I'm just happy that I got some of the Freddies that they're going to go. They're going.
Yeah.
I'm going to be by myself. I was going to probably just be by myself, but
it would
because Christian won't go. But
hopefully we can all get together during the football game.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be packed because I think it's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be high of 50 something on Saturday.
Yeah, it's overcast.
Yeah, so I'd say the bottom bowl be open.
Yeah, it was. Mom won these an auction or something, and we're 50-yard line, 2 rows up or something. And I was gonna get a 1-of-1 hat made that was gonna be paper bag upside down or this sucks upside down.
See, I remember when I mentioned the paper bags and everybody was mad at me.
No,
now everybody's like, let's get the paper bags out.
I started to do a blue and white paper bags, and we're supposed to link up with a couple of players after the game to talk. And I was like, man, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to those guys. So I was like, I'll just wear a Kentucky hat.
Cody is an elite women's basketball source.
Can you believe they hate on me for keeping up with the women's sports? They hate on me for
we
that.
Ain't hating, bro. We appreciate.
No, they hate on me.
I'm here for it. I just like your coverage of it because I don't keep up with it.
I don't believe that, but that's fine.
I don't keep up with no offense. I don't keep up with the women's stuff.
See, I don't have time to keep up because the Browns, they cause depression, and I gotta cry for at least 3 days after they lose.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well keep up with the women's. They got a good head coach, and they got a really good
like Kenny
team.
Brooks.
Yeah,
he might
Kenny
actually
Brooks,
get me into watching
Kenny
women's
Brooks,
basketball.
That hire is huge. That dude's got some next level swagger too. Like the jacket he wore out to Big Blue Madness, and then I seen the other day he had like a sweater on, like a blue sweater, and I was like, this guy right here is like here to win.
Yeah,
like he was good at Virginia Tech too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he went to the Final Four a year ago.
Yeah, like how
he just went to the Final Four. Well, I think the reason we got him is, for one, he's coming into a place that brand new arena, brand new everything.
Yeah,
he's probably getting paid a lot more. Yeah, probably getting paid a lot more. Can do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's got a good team, and I've been saying this. They'll probably make a better run in March than the boys will. The men's team.
I mean, I could see that.
I mean, you're gonna see a lot Saturday. We're gonna see a lot of it Saturday because
Louisville's women's are pretty good, aren't they?
They're 18th and we're 20th.
Yeah, that'll be a big game.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kentucky, if they can get through their SEC schedule, because they've got to play a top 5 Texas, a top 5 South Carolina.
If you watch the live, you'll understand that.
Oh man.
Cody kept the whole time. He was like, "Okay, guys, we're almost to like 400 viewers right now. One more viewer, let's get it, guys." The whole time.
That's awesome.
And then I was like, "You sound like a TikTok streamer." In one more galaxy, we'll open the box.
That's wild. Can you see how many people were? I checked Twitter and it said like 180 something, but I didn't know how many were on other stuff.
So to check the views, it's weird. So it'll show how many people's watched on Twitter.
Yeah.
But like on here, it just shows how many people are watching live. Yeah. So it changes like once we end, and it actually shows how many people actually watched it.
Interesting. Cody thinks that's bad. I got my wife chirping me via text. She just texted me and was like, "How's my little celebrity?" She was like, she's like, "Tell everybody on Twitter that I'm in the living room running the burner accounts." No,
the Colonauts.
Yeah, your all's live stream was awesome. I tried to like check in on a couple different ones, and it's definitely cool to see the podcast world turn to like the live stream stuff for sure. Like, so.
It was fun. I think Justin, toward the end, he was getting a little cranky. It's past his bedtime.
And y'all were at his house, right?
Yeah. We didn't get out of there till like, because like, nobody saw the whole setup. I had a soundboard.
Oh,
I had it nice.
Yeah.
Had help from Dad because he's like a sound guru.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. We'd like to do another one. Hopefully they can. Gonzaga game, but it's really late.
And it's late.
It's like a 10 o'clock game.
Yeah. If y'all thought Justin was rowdy after the last one, make him stay up and watch the
game. I'm thinking that I think we can do the Ohio State game because it's a 5 o'clock game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Ohio State's playing good basketball right now. They're playing very well.
Yeah. Got Bradshaw, too.
So, yeah, Bradshaw's playing good.
If we beat Gonzaga, do we just completely overreact? Like,
we burn couches.
We're going to overreact. I'm going to overreact if we beat Clemson at Clemson. I don't even think that's very good. I would overreact over everything.
I guess whenever I say overreact, like my expectations right now, I think that Pope can make it to the second weekend is what I think in March.
Yeah.
I meant to say it earlier. I think you are going to see Mark Pope's team get better each month, which is something we have, in my opinion, not seen from Cal in 8 years or more, probably. Mm-hmm. I mean, because it seemed like those Cal teams were like hot in November, and then like they lose like Evansville or somebody that's like just were built for March or whatever. And March came around and it was like nobody was home. Yeah. But I genuinely believe this Pope team will continue to get better. If we beat Gonzaga, if we beat Gonzaga, if we get through the Gonzaga game, we've still not gotten beat. State Line may start making like 40-0 hats, and passing them out.
I will be there to get one.
Listen, if we finish the season with less than I'm gonna say if we finish the season with 2 losses or less, I'll get a Mark Pope tattoo.
Whoa!
I'm gonna have this saved too when it happens. I'm gonna have it saved. And
If I'll get a Mark Pope
it.
tattoo. I might just get the word Pope or something tattooed on me.
Oh. And I get to pick where it goes.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Big letters right on the
neck. Yeah, I have to wear turtlenecks or something so I don't get fired at work.
Yeah,
it's 95 degrees outside, boy. Why are you wearing a turtleneck?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I was hoping that both teams would be like good this year. I didn't need one to be great and one to be awful. But it has not worked out how it's supposed to.
I seen the Jay Billis stuff that's happening right now is so dumb.
Billis, are you talking about Jay Williams? You mean?
Oh, sorry, I said Billis. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jay Williams. But when Sports Center popped up after the game and all it was talking about was Cooper Flagg, I'm like, come on, like, why are we talking about? I know he's the number one overall pick, and I know that's how the media is going to be. But Mark, first year head coach at University of Kentucky, Mark Pope, a guy who played for Kentucky and has had this entire state ready for basketball season. You're not going to talk about him, but it's. Yeah, I know he's 17. He can't even his limo driver is probably getting sick and tired of driving him everywhere.
So he's fresh off the permit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a little crazy that he is.
That is crazy. Yeah.
What
I will say,
year 2024 is the year of the 17-year-old athletes. The receiver at
Williams.
Yeah, Williams, and now we got Cooper Flagg. It's like, you guys know Willie Cauley-Stein played football. Like, it's going to be like that all year long. Every single game. It's like
it'll be like Jason Tatum when he was 18 playing in the NBA. He's only 8 or 19. It was 19. He's only 19. He was 19 for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys keep leading. You guys are the podcasters. I'm just here for a good time.
I mean, we kind of mentioned on football a little bit, like how it's not lived up to expectation. What do you think fixes Kentucky football? Or no, sorry. What do you think's wrong with Kentucky football right now?
And how would you fix it?
Yeah.
The bad thing is, I think it's Mark Stoops. Mark Pope is actually what's killing Kentucky.
Mark Pope is the reason we're not succeeding on the football field right now.
Man, I feel like with anything, anybody, any job, like if you're in a job long enough, like it becomes like stagnant. Like it becomes like just walking through the motion and or like going through the motions. And man, it feels like the stuff Stoops has done here. I mean, he's got 2 10-win seasons. I mean, he's done some awesome stuff, but it just feels like, I'm not going to say that he doesn't care. It just feels like, I think he's just over it, to be honest. I've thought for like 5 or 6 years that he's what's wrong with the Kentucky offense. I mean, you've got Dane Key, Barron Brown. I mean, you've got a handful of stud running backs. You got Brock Vandegrift. And somehow during the offseason, we hire an O-line coach that left us, tried to steal our recruits. Then we take him back, and the O-line just – and I don't know. I think I wish Stoops would go somewhere else, be successful there for a couple of years and retire.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to sound like everybody else, but like to me, Summerall is like, if you want to breathe some life back into this fan base, the dudes at Tulane right now, they've been bowl eligible for like 2 weeks. Like we ain't even gonna go to a bowl this year. I don't know. I hope we're able to retain some talent. I mean, I hope Brock Key, Cutter comes back. I have no intel on any of that, but I mean, you lose Cutter Bowley, you lose Brock Vandegrift, you don't spend some money on the O-line, and we are cooked. I mean, if you can't give a quarter – because our defense is elite, in my opinion. Our defense has been great for years. It's just this boring offense that we run, and I don't know. It's tough.
It's like, Brad White cannot be happy.
No.
He has to be so mad.
I'm honestly a little worried that Florida State may get him. I really am.
Brad White.
Yeah, because they just fired their DC when Brad White's probably
didn't they?
Yeah, they fired the OC, DC, everybody.
Yeah,
Head coach next.
Yeah. They should. I think that team they had last year was just really good. Like, well, they lost everybody. Everybody got drafted.
Didn't they have something crazy like 16 guys go pro or something like that?
Yeah, like then, almost their whole offense and defense got drafted.
Yeah, and then you've got was it Jordan Hunter or whatever, the quarterback? I mean,
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
No, not Travis Hunter.
That's Dion's boy.
He's Ricky Bobby, the dude with 2 first names.
Travis.
I don't know. I wish Stoops would go be the DC at Florida State for a year. Like go home, dude. Go down there for like 2-3 years. And somebody in the group chat said it. I can't remember if it was Redleg or who it was, but it would be awesome if they would do something with him where he goes down. He's DC with like if we don't keep the head coach, like your interim head coach type deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what head coach in the world is going to sign somebody up to take their job.
Yeah. I think one thing that I think would benefit us a lot is having a head coach that is an offensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I think if you get an offensive-minded guy, let Brad White do his defensive thing. Head coach has nothing to do with the defense. It's more of an offensive guy. Let him control the offense. Like, I feel like Mark Stoops has got a lot of say in the defensive side and the offensive side, but I don't think he knows enough on the offensive side to be an efficient offense, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he needs to have his hand in the offense. I mean, you look at, from what I'd heard, that Liam Cohen first year, like he was completely hands off because he was afraid he's going to lose his job. That like Will Levis and I mean, you seen what Liam Cohen did, and look what he's doing right now in the NFL. So you're not going to convince me the dude showed back up to Kentucky with Devin Leary and Barry Brown and Dane Key in them and was just terrible. Like,
now, let's just say if Mark Stoops, let's say like Iowa, they fire their head coach and they're like, we want Mark. So Mark goes to Iowa. Let's just say that Mark ends up leaving for another school. We'll just say that. Yeah. Do you think Liam Cohen's name is on the table? You don't think
he's an NFL head coach, bro.
Yeah.
He is an NFL head coach.
I agree.
And if you can stay out of I think the NIL and all of that in the transfer portal has made college coaching so much harder.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of these college guys go to the NFL. And because, like, I mean, free agency hits, you've got, like, it opens up and you can sign people within certain time length and trade deadlines. So it's like you kind of have your team and you can kind of handpick who you want. And it's not like a full rebuild every 3 years, you know, and you're not having to keep one guy here and sign to like a 4-year deal. And then he's like, I want out. Yeah. He's not getting the ball so much. It's not like, I mean, you might still get that in the NFL, but it's not going to be as easy to get out.
No, I mean, look at Nick Saban. I think it was speaking to Congress, if I remember right, about NIL. And he's talked about it on Pat McAfee, too. And him talking about guys like at the end of season before NIL. I mean, the guys deserve to get paid. Like, there's not a world that college athletes, the amount of money the NCAA and the universities make off them, there's no world that those dudes don't deserve to get paid. There's got to be some structure. Like, it is the wild, wild west. Like,
well, like Oregon, where they got Nike, the Nike CEO, he said that next year it's going to be like, it don't matter how much they want, we're getting them like top approach.
The thing is, though, and I think that's going to, I don't know this like to be 100% fact, but I think some stuff's going to come out after this season that like the UK locker room is like borderline toxic because of NIL, because you've got guys getting paid, guys not getting paid, like some stuff like that. And I mean, it's not just UK. I mean, we talk to athletes from a bunch of different schools, and the NIL stuff is just like, it's crazy. And it just doesn't seem like there's any like real direction to it. It's all just like, I mean, the numbers you hear about these kids coming out of high school to play basketball wanting like 1.8 million and stuff like that. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, going back to Mark Stoops, I think like some of that, like, you know, I mean, he's on the hot seat, I feel like. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire and that sort of stuff. But when I usually look at like when you can kind of tell when a coach is not welcome at a place anymore. First, they'll lose the media. The media will start turning.
Yep.
Then the fan base.
Yeah, he's there.
If you can keep the locker room and still produce, you'll win back the media and you'll win back the fan base. Because the fan base, a win cures all with the fan base. Like, I mean, you'll have a few guys that are mad, but I mean, if you can keep winning, you'll win. Like, if we go undefeated the rest of the year, people will be like, one more year won't hurt, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it's when you start losing all three. But when that final one, if you lose the locker room and the players aren't happy, and you can't keep them, that's when it's going to be like, we can't keep this dude here any longer.
I think it goes to like, I think he's losing the locker room. I think he's starting to do. I think it's starting already.
I think he lost it after the Vandy game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's.
Well, the thing that sucks is like I've said this for 2 years now, like Barrion Brown, to like for his size, for him not to be beat and banged up all the time, and then that Tennessee game like just absolutely gets cracked. Mm-hmm. And you got Brock Vandegrift leaving like with a towel over his head. I mean, dude's beat into 5 different pieces right now, and I mean, I don't know. I felt like, and I've said it to you guys some this week, they should have started Cutter this weekend. Like, there's not really a world where we
100%.
And starting Brock is crazy. Like, I mean, I know Brock's a gamer and dude wants to play, but like you end up in a situation where like somebody falls on you the wrong way or something. I mean, in the shape that Brock's already in against Murray State, and like that's one of the greatest crimes of Kentucky football, in my opinion. And like, you get Cutter out there, give him an opportunity, throw the ball, run the like starters, like starting offense, and like actually see what we've got for the future would be huge. I think he would win over a little bit of the fan base seeing Cutter Bowley, to be honest, to know what we've got in the future. But
but like I feel like you're at that line. It's kind of like Cal last year. Like, I mean, it feels like the same story. It's like it's just a different sport.
Yeah.
And somebody made a tweet about it. It was like last year we had Mark and John.
Yeah.
And now we have Mark and Mark, and now we're wanting Mark and John again. But like, it'd be just so funny to have the first names flipped on sports. Like, Mark Pope.
Well, then you think about it. If Mark Pope, he went to Kentucky, and John Summerall
went to Kentucky.
Went to Kentucky.
Yep.
And that guy and like John, I feel like John Summerall would come in there with Mark Pope's attitude. Like, you're going to play for what's on your chest. You ain't going to play for the NFL. You're going to come in there and you're going to want to hit somebody and you're going to hurt them. Like,
this fan base.
And there's a. No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this fan base. If we get John Summerall, like, see, I've been on the borderline with him and a few other coaches, because like there for a minute I was kind of big on Kirk Cignetti, but like, there's no shot we could pry him from Indiana. Because at the time when I was starting to like, okay, let's go get this guy, it was kind of like when Indiana was starting to, like they're like 4-0 or 3-0 or something like that. I was like, that guy might be, that's somebody to keep your eye on. But he's Indiana till he retires probably.
Yeah. Hopefully they beat Ohio State this weekend, but never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, John Summerall would be the home run hitter if like Stoops leaves, because like, I mean, he has to leave for us because we're not firing him. That contract's too steep.
Yeah. Imagine hiring John Summerall and then him having a press conference at Kroger and it packed out, like Kroger packed.
Oh,
he would do it.
like a concert, but it would just be a press conference. How awesome would that be?
Well,
that would be really hard to do, but that would be. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't really be hard.
I mean, it's 67,000 people, I think.
I don't think they'll do it. But it would be awesome if there's a world where we could move Mark, because man, Stoops has been in it for a minute now with this NIL stuff, and in the SEC, like, now is the time to move him into an administrative role, like it's like a general manager of Kentucky sports or something, like because the Crafts love him. That you possibly keep Vince if Vince wants to stay, and then bring in Summerall as the head football coach. And let Stoops help with basketball and football, NIL type stuff. And I mean, then maybe you get out of some of the buyout or something. But I just don't see us ponying up. I don't see us spending $40 $44 million to get rid of him, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like that's just an insane amount of money. But I mean, the Crafts did spend $10 million on a ham, so maybe there's more in there.
Yeah,
I like that idea though. I do. That's a good idea. Actually, I do like that.
I mean,
I would support that.
You can make Vince head of the recruiting.
Yeah,
I think he already is he not?
Well, I mean, like you could just like strict job just doing that.
Oh well, yeah.
But football guys, they like to get their hands in football. Like they like.
Yeah.
Well, see, I like him being just a recruiter because Lord, we don't use the tight ends enough. We might as well not have a coach.
No, it's
we might as well just not even have tight ends. We might as well just have an extra offensive lineman out there to block.
Poor Caddis has 2 touchdowns. One of them was an accident. The other one we passed in Tennessee. And like we do not. It's crazy that we get the talent we get. It honestly, it speaks volumes for Vince that we get the talent we get at tight end because it takes 10 minutes to realize you're going to Kentucky to block.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
like,
you've got
Skinner.
Will Rodriguez from here in Northern Kentucky who's getting recruited by everybody, and then you've got, Caddis. I mean, dude, these guys have been blocking like they've blocked their whole careers at Kentucky.
Well, you look at Michael Skinner. He's coming in here. That guy ain't a blocker. He wants to go out and catch the ball. Like he's not going to block. He's not a blocker.
I don't know. It is not. I feel like we're at a point where we've got to make a change, got to make a decision, and I just don't know. Mitch isn't going to fire Stoops. That just isn't his personality.
Yeah,
and I mean, offer Stoops $5 million to like run the athletic department. I mean, I'm sure we can find the money somewhere. And then go out and get John Summerall for another $5 million or $4.5 million or something like that. Like, I mean, because
you could do incentives.
Yeah, plus incentives like bowl win incentives, playoff incentives. Like, I think there's an incentive around beating Louisville, like 150 or like 250,000.
There should be.
Yeah.
I think there is. I think there's a Governor's Cup incentive in there. So I mean, I don't know. We got solid. We're at a point that we've got to make a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like John Summerall would, if he got offered, he would in a heartbeat be like, "Yeah, I'm taking it. Like, yeah, no option. Like, I'm going."
I hate what ifs.
I was about to go say that you're about to go.
What if Tyson Chicken came for Mark Stoops and was like, "Hey, like Arkansas football, like it's what we've got going right now is not working. We want Stoops."
Tyson Chicken goes Kentucky Fried Chicken, baby. Stealing 2 Kentucky coaches.
I'll buy Tyson Chicken for the rest of my life. And the McClure family will.
Bro, we will help them.
Oh yeah, like if
you take him.
Yeah, if Arkansas would come steal Stoops, that'd be the wildest. It won't happen. I mean, hasn't Petrino coached there twice? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think he has. I think he has a head coach, and he's the OC now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a hilarious. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because you have a Mark and John thing at Arkansas and a Mark and John thing at UK, but I think the UK one would be a little bit better for Mark and John combo. But
oh yeah.
But
as we begin to wrap up this episode, what was that, Cody?
Oh, nothing. I was just
pointing
at the Lord, man.
Heck yeah. We always like to end with a Bible verse. I've got mine ready, so I'll just start that. I've got Romans 8:18. Yet we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. That verse, I really, really I take that one to heart. Like, I mean, because there's been points in my life where I went through some pretty rough patches, pretty rough battles. But, in the end, some of the battles that I had to fight, I mean, it made me stronger. And then some of the battles that helped me, he actually protected me in the battles. Didn't really see it at the time, but it's led me through that. And I just see the outcome of it as better because he protected me in those situations as well. But, God's plan in that, I mean, he protects us. And, I mean, he puts us through stuff, but, I mean, it shapes us to who we become later in life. Like, I mean, through the battles, through some of the stuff I've went through, I mean, I think I've grown and become a better person for it. And all glory to God in that aspect. But everybody faces stuff, but just know, even in that fire and through that trial that you may be in, that God's got a great outcome for you. So,
yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I got Proverbs 18:24. It says, "The one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." I feel like that's a good verse to, I know that, especially, like, I guess I'll say, like, Christian, for example, and Blake, like, I only have a sister, but them two are basically brothers. Like, they're like my brothers, basically, not like physically, but spiritually, they're also, in that category, and, and there's other people, if they see this, they know who they are. And I know, Colin, you probably got people in your life that, guys that are, you're really close with. But I think there's always that you want. I think it's like, especially on social media, you're like, I want more friends that are, I want those friends that are like, they're going to make me popular. I want more people on my platform. But like the verse says, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin. I feel like having too many people like that, and then you getting too close to them, and then them just taking you down. So, like, I feel like that's such a huge thing, like, in life. It's like, you got to have friends that are going to be there for you in every single situation that you go through in life. And I know Christian and, Blake, them two, if I ever need anything, they're always going to be there if I need them and everything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, even, good friends, like you said in that verse, I mean, like, in those, like, bad situations, like you said, like, if anything ever happened, you can call me or Blake, we'd be there. And, like, in those situations, a not so good friend ain't gonna show up for you in that. And, like, I know if Cody be tripping a little bit, if Cody's tripping, I'm gonna call him out. So he knows that.
Oh, yeah.
And Cody would do the same for me. If I was tripping a little bit, he'd be like, "Hey, bro, what you doing? What you doing, big dog?
Hey, man, calm down."
My dad always said it's better to have one good friend than 10 acquaintances. So that's
100%.
Yeah, so I've kind of lived by that. So
see, it's kind of like Joe Biden, Donald Trump. You don't want Joe Biden as a friend. He's okay. I'm gonna quit talking. Go ahead.
That's funny. I picked out a Bible verse, 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that those who run in the stadium all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may win. I think that is a good Bible verse for the situation we're in right now as fans, but also as people. I don't think that you should ever participate in something that you don't want to win, or that you don't want to be successful in, or that you don't want to give to the best of your abilities, because you're cutting yourself short, cutting those around you short. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a good sport as well, but that you should do anything in life to be successful and to win. So that was my verse.
And I think I like that, because I think that one thing to be successful and stuff like that is always put God first. You always want to go toward, like, like your situation with, like, the mail-in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go to the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You can take that trial, like in my verse. You may be suffering now, but God's got you in the end.
Exactly, dude. Like,
see, the suffering's the mail carriers.
Yeah.
You know what? You're gonna have your own postal service here soon for State Line.
100%, dude.
State Line shipping.
And getting. We'll get you stuff there in 2 months.
60 to 90 days.
But bro, we appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. It's always an honor to have you on with us. And
hey, shout out your stuff real quick.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about State Line, where we can buy the stuff.
StatelineCo.shop. No, I mean, we don't have to shout it out, guys. I appreciate y'all having me on here. You guys are. I love getting on here and just chatting with you guys. It's a nice, easy flow. Your all's brain kind of works like mine. Football, NIL, hats, postal carrier. Yeah.
Homeless people taking our cameras,
Yeah, homeless people stealing my tree stands. People on Twitter don't know the battles that I'm battling in the background daily. Just
I need a picture of like I don't know if your trail camera is set up to like your phones or whatever, but I need a picture of the guy stealing your camera.
No, I'll post. I will
put
post
a State Line hat on him.
And I will post. I will post it on my personal Twitter. There is actually a picture. I kid you not. I gotta say, this dude has not stolen any of my stuff. I've gotten pictures of him 3 years in a row in July, and I think that he is like I forget what they're called. I think he's hunting like ginseng or something. Because it is this old fat dude, no shirt on, and he's got like the truck driver like headset on. I have gotten pictures of him 3 years in a row. And I kid you not, it was like around July 4th or something. I got a notification on my phone, and I didn't even look down, and I go, what time is it? I was like, it's probably that dude like in the woods with no shirt on. It was him. I was like, this is crazy.
Hey, when you come out with those hoodies, if you do, dude, lay a hoodie and a hat out for him. And every time you see him in public,
it's like Santa with the cookies.
Yeah. Easy. I think he's got like long white hair too. I'll post it on my
It's Santa, bro.
I want to see it. Dude, I want to see it now. You guys send it to us. I want to see it.
I'll send it out.
He's definitely getting a hat cropped on his head.
Oh gosh. You would love it.
Dude.
I love it. Look
That's
at
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. At least he's not stealing anything though. At least he's
man.
He probably don't. Like, obviously, he doesn't know the camera's there, but
I actually got a picture of him one time, and he's like leaned down, like looking right at it. It was like a mug shot. Yeah,
that's the picture you need to put on Twitter with the hat on.
Oh yeah, throw a hat on him. Yeah,
just like I did Tony the Tiger on Twitter. You'll see that here in a little bit.
I think I already retweeted it. Yeah,
that's okay. Funny. But
yep.
Thank you guys. Oh, my bad.
No,
pleasure. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, thanks for hopping on.
We appreciate it.
Go check out State Line Co.
Yes.
The greatest hats in all of the world. If you're a single man and you don't have one, it's probably why you're still single.
Exactly. Well,
Well, Cody, you got to fight off the women.
That's true. That is true. I like that. Like
Cody
they're trying to bust down the door right now.
He doesn't pick just one. So
I've got multiple.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, I've got multiple on the women's basketball team for some reason, but
can't confirm.
Can't confirm.
Cody does. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Go check out State Line, like I said, greatest hat company ever to exist.
Yeah.
Also, go subscribe, follow, like, and all of our social media platforms. It's Cats Cut Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah, we're trying to get three galaxies a day. We're just trying to
go follow us on TikTok, so we'll be able to stream on there. So thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Cats.
Hey, shout out to Freddy's too, man. Shout out to them guys. You guys are the best. You guys are watching. Shout out to you all. You are the best.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. Oh.